Hey guys, what is going on? This is the GTA Wise guy and welcome back to another GTA 5 video. So in this one, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys my top 10 Comet Retro builds. So these aren't like the top 10 builds that you can get. They're just sort of like my personal favorites. They're not ranked or in any particular order. I've just tried to get a nice variety in there that's going to suit everyone. So there's going to be some real world builds that have inspired me the most, some concepts in there, and also some of my own personal builds that I've just put together myself. So first up, we've got a clean stance build. Now this is one of my own personal builds, not one that's inspired by anything in particular in real life. So what I've gone for on this is sort of like a straw brown colour, and I've also gone for an ice white pearlescent on top. Now I've tried to make this quite clean. I've not put any like massive spoilers or anything on like that. And basically the first modification that you want to do is you want to get a nice clean cut bumper. Now for this one, it's sort of, I think it's called the track bumper in game, or a race bumper. It's not actually a racing one, but you want to have a primary colour to go with it as well, so it's nice and clean, all one colour. Now you'll want to try and keep these side skirts stock. Also, I've put some chrome Cosmos wheels on. They look nicely. You've also got a quite nice deep dish on the back. I want to keep a nice clean deck lid. You don't want a massive spoiler. I've also got some titanium tuner exhaust on the back and a custom stance plate. Now I think this looks pretty clean, especially when you lower it as well. Of course on PC I was using some mods there to make it look like I've got bags. Unfortunately we don't have that, but even still, if you shoot the wheels and you lower it, it's still going to look pretty sick when it's stanced. Now, next up, we've got the Tuners and Outlaws styled Comet. So this is one of my own builds again, but this time this is based off a concept from the Tuners and Outlaws trailer. If you guys have seen that one, the sort of the iconic car in that, it was the Comet, the wide body one, and it was a blue one with white wheels. So first up, for the bumper, what you want to do is have the street bumper. Now I've also put the Canids one on there, so it continues the body lines with the wide body. Also on the hood, I've kept it nice and clean, but I've also put a bit of a street touch to it, and I've put the actual chrome hood catches on there. I've got some white rough weld wheels. Now these are actually in the sport class and not these stock ones because I didn't want them silver. We've got the Shakaton exhaust with the burnt tip, and we've also got the massive spoiler, which has also got the extra deck lid included with it. And we've also got a stock side skirt. We don't want that sort of jaggedy side skirt. It doesn't look as clean, so try to keep it fairly clean. And also we've got some street elements to it there as well. Now next up, we've got a Magnus Walker inspired build. Now for those of you who aren't aware of Magnus Walker, you might think this build looks a bit tacky, but if you look him up, he's basically a Porsche collector, and his most iconic car I would say is his 277 Porsche 964. Now this is what this is based off. Of course it's a wide body in game, but it's the closest we're going to get to it. I think it looks pretty good. I've done this style on my car on the Xbox One for a while. Now what you want to do is put the globe oil livery on. This will put the red accents all over the car, and we can also combine it with the white and blue. So if you put your primary color to a ice white and your secondary color to a blue, this is how this livery is going to work. Of course, if you have the secondary standard bumper with this, well, so the secondary color goes on it, also the secondary color on the rear bumper with a small diffuser, that's how you're going to get that look. So it's going to be white, blue secondary, there's going to be blue on the roof as well, and then the red's actually going to come from the livery. Now also for the wheels, we want to have a sort of Porsche styled wheel, like the old Porsche style. So they're the Muscle Freak wheels in the muscle class. And next up, we've got Nakai-san's iconic Porsche 930. So Nakai-san is the guy who created RWB. RWB is the style of these wide bodies which Rockstar have based these cars off. So the build that I've actually gone for is based off Nakai's iconic Stella Artois. Now for this build, what you want to do is go for a matte dark grey. Keep the bumper completely stock. That'll keep it with that nice 930 look. Also for the wheels, we want to have them gold. I have cheated in a way with this, so they are the standard rough weld wheels that come on the car stock. You can't change these colour in online, but I did like the tread, so I changed the colour on single player to have them gold. Unfortunately, in online they only come in silver. So also for the exhaust, we want to have the titanium tuner exhaust. They stick out a lot, much like Nakai's in real life. And also for the spoiler, we want to have that high level spoiler so we can get that big deck lid as well, most reminiscent of the RWB wings. And also as well, if you change the trim color, or the interior trim color that is, you will get that secondary sort of gold color on the padded roll cage. Now next up, we've also got the RWB Prince. Now I was most inspired to make this build by Crispy Media's feature on this car. I really like the look of this car. It's nice and clean. The color stands out a lot. It's not too rice, especially with the wheels and the white wheels. It looks really nice. Now for the front bumper, what you want to do is you want to get a nice clean street bumper. You don't want to have the canids on the side. It looks quite quite clean as it is, not really continuing the body lines. With the cannons, it looks a bit tacky. I've kept the hood completely stock as well, so we don't want any vents or any hood catches. And for the wheels, I've put some Dash VIPs on, which are actually in the high-end section and not on the sports, because I've got that extra offset and it makes it look a lot better. Now, I've also got the titanium tuner exhaust. We don't want to take it away from the color of the car. Now, even though I think that the high-level spoiler actually has the better deck lid to make it look like the RWB look, it does have that carbon bit on the wing, and I wanted to keep as much color from the car as possible, so I decided to go with the tuner wing for that one. Now, next up is my own build. So this is what I call the Wise Guy build. Now, this is basically using my iconic caramel color, which I normally use in my Banshee and a lot of my other cars, and just put together my perfect build for this car, essentially. So for the actual color, what I've done is I've got a sienna brown, and also for the pearlescent, it is sort of a bright orange. You could use a yellow as well if you really wanted to. With a yellow, it looks a bit too much gold, like too goldy, but with a bright orange, it looks like a nice sort of caramel shine to it, sort of like a chocolate, and then there's like a caramel shining off it. That's how I like to see it anyway. Now, next up, we've also got the Dash VIP wheels. Again, these are under the high-end section for the massive offset, but there is a problem with these wheels. You can see there the hub is actually coming out through the wheel. Now, I've always thought that grey bit was part of the wheel, and it's not, unfortunately. It's just the actual hub coming through. We've also got the big high-level spoiler as well with the deck lid, the titanium tuner exhaust. They stick out quite a lot, and I like the burnt tip on them especially, the large diffuser, and that's pretty much it for my build. Now, next up, we've got the Rotana build. Now, this build was a crazy track edition one that Nakai done for the track, for the Idlers Cup. Now, you can't really make it look like it in this game. It does have a massive two-step wing in real life, and it looks ridiculous. But for this one, we have put a sort of high-level wing on that comes off the back. For the front bumper, what we've done is we've put like a track edition bumper on it. It doesn't look like the one in real life, but we've got all those vents. It looks very like ready for the track and stuff. We've also put the carbon vents on the actual arches as well. A ducted hood. And also we've got the carbon sidestep skirt as well, and we've got the actual primary color insert at the bottom, because it does have a black Rotana bit on the skirt, so I thought I'd put a bit of black in there on the actual skirt. And we've also got the big ass high level wing as well. Of course, it doesn't look like the Rotana one, but we still want that massive wing for that cool track look. And we've also got the big bore exhaust, which actually add the purple color to it, and the standard rough weld wheels. Cheated again because I wanted that tread. But anyway, you can get those rough weld wheels in the sports section. Next up, we've got the Martini Race build. Now, this is the closest we're going to get to sort of a Martini Porsche. A lot of people have been trying to build something like this, so I thought I'd go and make it myself. Using the tension livery, we do get a sort of like a white and blue look to it. Now, we also want the vented arches. Now, this will add the red from the livery to it, so you can just have it primary or secondary. Try not to go with the carbon ones because it'll make it like mess with the livery a bit. It doesn't look very nice. Also, we want to have the hood with the catches. Don't really have any vents because it'll ruin the livery. They want to have the vented track bumper as well, but we want that long vent at the bottom and without the toe charm. We've also got Cosmos wheels again, but this time we have painted them gold to make it suit like what the old Martini race cars look like. And also we've got the actual color-coded wing. Now this will actually add the right livery to the wing as well. We've also got the color-coded exhaust, so the big bore ones that will actually add a blue from the livery on it, which is pretty cool. And talking of blue, we've got this crazy blue RWB Porsche. Now this could be a controversial build. Now this is based off of the Raw Passion RWB. And basically this build is just completely blue. It's got blue body, blue wheels, blue wing, blue everything. So you could say it's right, but I think personally it looks quite cool. I wouldn't say it would work with any other car, but for the fact it's RWB, I think it works. Now for the actual bumper, you want to go for a street bumper, and also for the hood as well. You don't want any catches, you want to keep it quite clean. Now I've also put the rough weld wheels on, which are actually a bright blue under the sports class. They are not the stock wheels. Also got the color coded wing living up to its name, so it's completely blue. And also we've got the big bore exhaust, which will actually go to the primary color as well, so they're blue as well. And then finally we've got even more color to it, so inside we've got the door cards, so the actual racing door cards, and then we've also got the dash dodger cage, which will be blue as well. So finally we've got a build which is inspired by my friend the Kaiser's concept for an RWB styled sort of Rothman's sponsored Porsche for the Idlers Cup. Now, we made this concept a while ago and I thought I'd sort of rip it off and make a build out of it because it is pretty cool. You might think it looks a bit right at first, but if you actually see the concept, it does look pretty cool. So first off with the bumper, we want the secondary track bumper. So we want that toe charm in the secondary colour, and the splitter and the rods. The hood, we want a hood vent, and also we want it the primary colour. The actual livery is the Y-Wang livery, or the Wiwang, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. We want the secondary carbon vented arches so that we can get the blue on the secondary colour as well. And also for the wheels, we've got some turbo fans. So basically you can get these turbo fan wheels. I think they're either in the lowrider section or the muscle, the closest we're going to get. Also got a tuner wing. The livery works well with it as well, so the livery is actually going to go onto that wing. It works only with that wing. And also we have got the secondary bumper on the back with the titanium tuner exhausts. And then we've got this side skirt as well. Now unfortunately the actual livery doesn't work well with it, but there we go, the actual side skirt with the carbon insert. And that's look kind of racy, so that's why I went with it. But anyway guys, that is pretty much all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what is your favourite build down in the comment section, or even leave your own build in the comment section for other people to try out. Anyway guys, that is pretty much all for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.